With this session update, I'm Shannon Lurkey. Republican lawmakers and representatives of businesses who would be hurt by the change called a press conference to push back against a provision in the Omnibus Commerce Bill that would end electronic pull-tab games in bars and restaurants in September 2022. Here's that media event.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Keith Franke, State Representative, District 54A. We're here today to bring attention to the House File 2366 that was shoved into the Commerce Omnibus Bill after deadlines, and the potential harm that it will bring to all of our local charities who use charitable gambling as a revenue source. And the small business partners, over 1,400 plus statewide, that will be impacted. I just want to talk a little bit briefly about some of the numbers that House File 2366 in its own fiscal note on how it will impact the process of these charitable organizations just earning a living and providing for our communities, right back into our communities. Let's start a little bit about going back to the point that in their own fiscal note from House File 2366 and the possible potential elimination of these games and the language of such does say that the board is not aware of any electronic games that exist today that would meet this proposed language requirements. So therefore, anybody saying that this would not impact these games, none of these games that are currently out there right now would be legal. So saying that you are not proposing to eliminate them is just false, in my opinion. It also says that the board is not aware of any jurisdiction outside of Minnesota that has an electronic pull tab or linked bingo that conforms to the proposed language. Therefore, there is no known such technology out there that we could immediately replace it with. It just goes on to say that the fiscal impact to our communities, which just blows my mind sometimes when I think about how this legislation was kind of shoved in after deadlines and the impact that it's going to have statewide, once again, on these charitable organizations. It's mind-boggling how we could not follow the process. The available funds that the charitable organizations give back to our communities, that go right back into all of our communities. Every member, every senator, every organization that works hard to provide for their communities is estimated at $33 million annually. That's the money that goes right back into the community. That doesn't even include the costs, the jobs, the overhead, the taxation that we use for the stadium fund and other things. Local wages that would be lost. The amount of jobs is estimated to be $35.75 million annually in jobs right now in this economy. And most of these people that are doing this on a part-time basis to supplement their income, which that harm just once again blows my mind. The impact to our small business partners, our local bars and restaurants, which right now coming out of this pandemic, they're all struggling. And through our limited capacity, right now, this supplemental income has helped keep a lot of these small businesses afloat, has helped them to pay their employees and pay their bills. That impact is estimated to be $29.25 million annually. And for the people who distribute the games and make the games, $12.6 annually. Now, that's just the impact to the revenue to the organizations. Once again, that doesn't even talk about the tax liability that we're potentially losing. Now, we have some people here with us today. I want to thank the members that are here, Senator Kiffmeyer, Senator Howe, Representative Juergens, and my good friend Senator Housley here supporting. And I'm going to introduce them. They're going to have some words. We also have a few organizations with us, and then we'll let them speak. And then after that, we'll be available for questions. Sound good? Yeah. Thank you. Senator Housley.
Representative Franke's very passionate about this, as he should be. This is Senator Karin Housley, and this is the #1 issue that I'm getting emails on because it affects a lot of people. Our bars and restaurants, our locally family-owned bars and restaurants, have had a really, really rough year. And taking away their electronic pull tabs is like kicking them when they're down. It's absolutely wrong, especially the way it was done and just slipped in the conference committee at the very end. It affects so many people, especially the charitable organizations that benefit from them. As Representative Franke said, $33 million goes back out into the community. That pays for underprivileged kids who can't afford youth sports. It pays for their fees, it pays for their equipment. It goes to the local food shelves. It goes to police and fire organizations, lake conservation associations, field trip money for kids who can't afford it, beds for North and Minneapolis, high school hockey associations, both boys and girls, and the list goes on and on. It's absolutely the wrong time to be having this conversation. And these bars and restaurants aren't competing with the casinos. They don't want to be in the business of a casino. This is just an add-on that they offer to their clients, just like a pool table or a television. It's just something people like to do when they come in. It's the same thing as the paper pull tabs. It's just on a tablet. That's the only thing that's different. It's not a slot machine. They're not competing with any casinos around the state. And not to mention all of the jobs. There are people that these bars and restaurants employ. There must be at least 2,000 of them around the state that actually sit in these establishments and sell them. Oh, those jobs would all be gone. So this is not the time to be having the conversation about taking away e-pull tabs. Do not kick our small bars and restaurants when they're down. Please support e-pull tabs in our bars and restaurants. Thanks. And I'm going to kick it over to Senator Mary Kiffmeyer.
I'm Senator Mary Kiffmeyer, glad to be with you today, and thank you to Representative Franke and Senator Housley for getting this started. I just said to folks, we need to do a press conference on this subject and stand up for our local charities, and lo and behold, we weren't the only ones with the idea, but thank you for getting that ball rolling, so important. I just want to remind you how e-pull tabs came to be to begin with. So way back when the stadium was being built, this was part of the negotiation, e-pull tabs. Our locals had paper pull tabs. They were happy with it. People liked it. They were doing well. This got put on them. Then they struggled and worked really hard through that time. They took care of that. They're the ones that made it now successful today. And now that they've made it successful, now they want to take it away from them. How ridiculous. And at a time when our charities and our bars and restaurants are hurting already, now we would do this to them after they are the ones with their hard work and their effort that have made it successful. In addition, our administrative law judge here in Minnesota has already ruled twice in favor of our local charities keeping the e-pull tabs. Twice they have. So now they're coming to the legislature. And so we're here today saying, no, we're standing up for our local charities, for hockey, for nursing homes, for fire departments, for softball, you name it, every kind of ball. We're standing up for them, for our locals, that this is not necessary, this is not right. And we're going to stand up for them and say, no, we're not going to allow you to pull e-pull tabs. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. You know, I want to speak a little bit to the charities because a lot of times, a lot of this discussion gets mired a little bit. And the types of charities that we tend to think of are American Legions, our VFWs, and supporting our veterans, which is huge when it comes to charitable gambling. But I don't know if a lot of people understand that the different types of charities that use this revenue stream. I mean, we have Climb Theater, Mower Council for the Handicapped, Confidence Learning, Destination Education, the Humane Society, Prairie Ecological Business Center, Belle Plaine Friends for Liberty of the Library, the Prairie Playhouse and Child Care. We have Lions Clubs, Kiwanis Clubs, the Optimist Club, the Aliveness Project, which does so much to help with the HIV issues, and we also have Merrick Inc., which is a very big thing. And right now I'm going to invite up John here, John Wayne Barker of Merrick Inc., and he can let you know how it helps his organization and a little bit about it.
Good afternoon, everybody. As the Senator said, my name is John Wayne Barker. I'm the Executive Director of Merrick Inc., a nonprofit located in Venice Heights that provides life enrichment and work support. Could you spell your name? Sure. B-A-R-K-E-R. Life enrichment and work activities to over 350 adults with intellectual or developmental disabilities. And E-tabs is important to us because the funds it generates are used to enhance the services that we provide. Examples of that are hort therapy, pet therapy, yoga, arts and crafts, equipment for the workstations that clients are completing their tasks. And so it's an important revenue source for us. We're one of the largest charitable gambling organizations in the state of Minnesota, and these funds are critical to our ongoing services. We're recognized as a leader in day services in the state of Minnesota, and these funds are a reason for it because we use them to enhance the services that are paid by Medicaid dollars. So they are very important, and I appreciate all the senators' efforts to stand up for the Minnesota charities on this issue.
Thank you, John. And now I have with me Craig Kittleson from my local Legion Post 98, and he'd like to say a few words on behalf of our Legions and VFWs and how it affects them.
Hi, thanks for having me. My name is Craig Kittleson. I'm the gambling manager at American Legion Post 98 in St. Paul Park. When I found out about this, the first thing I thought of was the American Legions and the VFWs these days are basically aging out, is what everybody's telling us. Our average post age is 77, Vietnam era. When I brought the electronic pull tabs into our post in November of 16, it was an instant hit because they couldn't drive that far, or their wife would bring them to the American Legion. They could sit, they could have a beer, have a drink, play electronic pull tabs, play regular pull tabs. It was a revenue for us that, because we give all of our money away. Everything we get goes back to the charity. Hastings Vets Home, Wounded Warriors, everything goes back to the community. And when I started hearing about how far this has actually got and where we're at, I started looking at numbers, and state of Minnesota is my biggest charity. I give them the most every month with taxes. Then it goes down. Our E-tabs were roughly about 85,000, went back to the community in 2019 because that's the last actual year that has been normal. And with that, we're going to be cut down to about 45, 50,000 in donations. And we have, we had a situation during the last cold snap. Vietnam veteran, his pipes froze. Well, we had the money. We took care of his plumbing costs along with the VFW and the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon. These things, it's an extra revenue generator for us. So this is the kind of things that, we can do when emergencies happen. We can help the veterans in need. We can help the food shelves. And I just, with Representative Frankie, with what he's doing with this, I can't appreciate it more. Our local members at our post, they're just like, what are we going to do? They come in and they play electronic bingo and they play electronic pull tabs, have lunch, and go home. That's their life. It's like they play regular pull tabs, but the electronics, they're just something that they really enjoy, and they can spend 40, 50 bucks and have a blast for 2 hours. So if you please reconsider pushing this back or canceling whatever we can do, please let us know, because we really need your guys' help. Thank you.
Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it. I guess Craig kind of hit on it, which I want to hit on too. There's a delicate balance here between these small business partners, these bars and restaurants, which once again I will reiterate, statewide, over 1,400 small businesses could potentially be impacted by this legislation. Over 400 plus charitable organizations. And as everybody has stated, coming out of this pandemic right now, I mean, in my, for instance, alone, closed for 5 months. So the Lions Club that I partner with, all of that revenue gone. So we are just, as partners together, starting to build back out of this and starting to redevelop these relationships and giving back to our communities. Because it's not just the organization that's selling the charitable gambling, like our American Legion and others. They partner with other organizations, like our American Legion. They give to our local food shelf. They give to our other charities within our communities. This impacts statewide, and I just want to be able to keep this out in the forefront and get the word out, because with all the craziness that's been going on in the world right now, we are still hearing from people that they had no clue that this could potentially actually happen and come out of this omnibus bill and have to be voted on and become law without any discussion on the harm that it would cause statewide. It is not just our districts. I will reiterate, and I can't hammer this away enough. This is a statewide issue, all the way from Harmony to the Northwest Angle Inlet. I mean, there are organizations throughout the entire state that are going to be impacted. So I guess with that, we'll stand for questions. We also do have Tony here with the MLBA who could probably speak to it, and we'll open it up to you guys.
None of you lawmakers are on the conference committee. Have you, especially senators, have you had conversation with Chair Dames as to whether he's going to accept this in the final conference committee report?
My understanding in the conversations that I've had with Senator Dames, and usually gambling, those issues come before my committee, state government. This year it happened, it's coming into commerce because they put it in the House language. And my understanding with Senator Dames is he would not accept the language. However, we are not going to be dependent upon and waiting for that. This is too important. Thank you.
Keith, Representative Frankie, how would your customers react to having to switch to paper pull tags? Could they make the adjustment? Is it just not the same mindset?
I don't think it's the same mindset, John. It took a long time for people to warm up to these. People have a natural aversion to technology. I know I do. Until I was elected into a partisan position, I still had a flip phone. So as we all seen through over time, it's been 9.5 years since these have been introduced, and there has been a structure built up. And just like the structure being built up and the infrastructure to have this operation grow, people's ability and understanding of them have grown. So some of the customers I've talked to have said, well, I just won't play as much, because this is what they like to do. So regardless of how you're looking at it, it's still, right now, looking at the legislation, it ends it until something different is figured out. And that could take years, from my understanding, with talking between the vendors, the development, the approvals, everything that has to go on just to get a game approved, which once again, we will reiterate that there has been challenges brought to the playability of these things, and twice the ALJ has ruled that they are okay. So it leaves us in the dark, and I think that is not the way we play this. And then I would revert back to the fact that we did not get a chance to have the proper discussions. Everyone's voice was not brought to the table to have these discussions. So once again, other people have said, well, it's not like I'm going to stop playing these and then go to the casino, because I don't like going to the casino to begin with. So it's a tough call. And right now, there's been so much uncertainty, especially with these charities and these small businesses. It's just one more worry and one more thing to have being held over everyone's head right now, with all the stressors of just trying to survive coming out of this pandemic.
So September 2022 just is too early of a time frame to develop new games.
Right. And then, to my understanding from the vendors, yes. And then you also have to look at it from a vendor's point of view. They get paid on a percentage, I believe, also. Everything's on a percentage throughout this legislation currently in place. So is it economically or financially viable for them to go into this being unknowing? So what if potentially then they change the rules years down the road? There could be a potential gap in revenue streams depending upon how they're approved, not approved. Is it financially viable for them to get back into it with the uncertainty, okay, well, we put 10 years and how much money into producing this product and working with the state, with the charities, with the organizations. Do we want to go through that again? To have it potentially work back up into something and then have the rug pulled out from under you because somebody else decides you're making too much money.
Thanks.
Yeah, Craig would like to answer that.
So on your question, I have pull tab players that play paper, I have pull tab players that play E-tabs, and I have both. It's literally a 50-50 split. People that have never opened a pull tab will sit there and play the electronics all the time. And the people that are hardcore pull tab players, they won't touch them. But I still have a few that, like my wife, they'll play both.
I'm Tony Chesak. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Licensed Beverage Association, CHESAK. I represent bars, restaurants, and liquor stores across the state of Minnesota, and back in 2012, the initial run at this bill to create electronic pull tabs was not necessarily a stadium funding bill. It was a bill to take paper and turn it into an electronic format because technology was changing. Given the last 14 months of our industry being hit with 40% plus losses, the E-tabs and paper pull tabs, to the extent, has been a bit of a lifeline for our businesses as well. My question through this process is why now? We've been having this for almost 9 years, and why now is this being magnified? We keep being told as an industry that it's no fault of the bar owner, no fault of the charity, that these games are deemed to be illegal come September 6th of 2022. If it's no fault of our own, then why are we being penalized for it? If they weren't vetted properly, why are we the folks that are being penalized for it? At a time when keeping our nose at the waterline is status quo at best for our industry, the timing is poor. Will September 6th be better? No. I mean, we've got places 40 plus percentage points down. It's going to take these people 2 plus to 3 years to recover from this, from the shutdowns, the mandates, and the restrictions. We're hopeful that tomorrow's announcement by the governor will be fruitful. We're hoping that that announcement will allow folks to get back into somewhat normalcy. But we're still way below par levels right now. So bad timing. Whether that was vetted properly or not, our folks, our charities, our bars, and if there's one common thread through this process, is the charities that have these electronic and paper pull tab gaming forms all go through bars and restaurants. And some liquor stores to a lesser extent. But licensed establishments are the draw for getting these people in to play these games. So you get rid of patronage, you get rid of people coming in to sponsor and help with the local charities. And so with limited capacities, it's just difficult for our industry to rebound. And this is just one more kick in the pants, as Senator Housley said, while we're down. So thank you.
Representative Frankie, do you have electronic pull tabs at your bar?
Yes, I do.
I want to mention one other thing. That is that the reduction in revenues would also occur to the Viking Stadium reserve account. There will be a significant reduction. And while maybe some say the e-pull tabs weren't started for that, it is a very important revenue stream to the Viking Stadium. In addition, there are backup fees that if there is not enough revenue, seat licenses and other suite licenses and other, I think 2 major fees are triggered if those revenues are not sufficient. So this is a potential tax increase that would affect our Viking Stadium as well. And I think it's just an important consideration. The most important one is what it does to our locals. And tell the truth, I don't think there's any right time to take this away from our local charities. Thank you.
So where is this coming from? Who's behind this effort to get rid of this?
I believe this is MIGA, if I'm saying it correctly, initiated the Minnesota Indian Gaming Association is driving this, to my understanding. So I'm not here to pick a fight with the tribes or the casinos. I'm here to stand up for the charities and the small businesses. So I have not dove into that aspect of it. You know, I don't want to get into name calling. I don't want to get into any of that. You know, some of that's still beyond my pay grade. I'm just here to protect the charities and the small businesses.
If nobody else says anything, Frankie and Tony, since you mentioned it earlier, could you just address what you would like to hear out of the governor tomorrow on his reopening announcement, and also whether the industry has heard from the governor or has been a part of the conversations, if you could both address.
Well, I know personally I would like to hear you can open up 100%, you can get rid of your masks, and we can move forward, but that's me personally. But yeah, for me, 100%. I need 100%. I have a very small cafe, and this whole time, even at 75%, I am still only at 50%. And because of the social distancing aspect of it. So literally, I sit there every day and watch customers walk out the door. It's not that people aren't coming in the door, it's that we can't turn the tables fast enough. On top of that, I can't find enough help. So when I'm not doing this, I am cooking, I am behind the grill, I am washing the dishes. And that is no joke, as everybody here knows. It's hard. So everything that we can do to help our industry right now, because for those smaller places, you can't make up those numbers. You can't, I'm stuck. I'm at a standstill because I can only turn the table so fast. I can only put so many people in the seats, you know, so it is hard. As far as personally hearing from the governor, I know that I had tweeted out and stuff in the beginning to offer my services and heard nothing back. There has been no technical, not even an email to me asking for my help personally. So, you know, I think sometimes that, you know, we're just left holding on and waiting. And I do get personally frustrated, not only as a representative, but just as a business owner. The cryptic, well, this is what's coming, we'll tell you next week. And I think that's industry-wide, and I think that's understandable, and everybody would understand that, because I have decisions to make. Who am I gonna bring on? I remember during the second shutdown, each shutdown, you know, you have to put your orders in, you have to make sure your staff are scheduled. And I remember I put my order in for like just over a $3,000 order, and then 3 days later I had to shut down, but I had to accept that food, and then there it sat, and then all my perishables I had to throw away. Now, as things happen and we've been partnering with different, you know, there's stuff out there to help small businesses, and I've tried to make myself available to every small business in my community, but yes, it's still been very frustrating. So we're hoping for every little inch we can get tomorrow to help with that, because for me, the biggest thing is capacity. We need to be at 100% capacity, because for those smaller venues, we don't have an opportunity. We can't fill all our seats because of the social distancing. So just bottom line, I guess, my personal thing would be the 100% capacity.
I would echo, yeah, we have been part of the conversation. My association, other trade associations have had thoughtful discussions with the Office of DEED, the Governor's Office, Department of Health, Revenue, Labor and Industry since the end of, well, probably the first part of April of 2020. Giving our input, we've been asked to do a lot. We've been asked to social distance. We've been asked to limit capacity. We've been asked to post signage. We've been asked to do a number of things, and we've complied. In the hopes that one day this would go away, or one day we would be allowed to do what we do as a hospitality industry, and that's take care of our people. We don't want to get people sick. We want to keep people healthy. A return customer is the best customer we have, and if you snag a new one, you're just damn lucky. So we've tried through this entire 14-month process to do everything that we've been asked to do. So tomorrow, I can't echo it louder than what Representative Frankie said. We'd like our capacity limits lifted. Closing some bars down at 11 o'clock doesn't make economic sense for them to even open. Other states are lifting their regulations in the next couple of weeks, as we've seen on the East Coast. Other countries are lifting their regulations or shortening their social distancing spaces. For the first time in a long time, we don't know either. We would get a heads up here and there on what was coming, but this time is a little bit different to us. We're pretty beat up. We're asking for anything we can get, but at this point in time, 100%, anything less than 100% isn't much of a uptick for us. So we'd like to see bigger capacities, social distancing either go away or get shortened or lengthened, whatever you want to call it as. And so We're ready. We've been ready for a long time. We've proven that. We've shown that. Regulators on the road that have done inspections in our places have overwhelmingly said that we've been compliant. We're doing all the right things. Governor, you need to give us a chance. We really need to be given a chance to open up our places to capacity and see how things go. So, thank you.
Anything else, anybody?
I think we're good. We can wrap up.
Thanks for coming. Really do appreciate it.
To continue following these issues and more, watch legislative coverage Monday through Friday on the PBS Minnesota channel or visit our website, www.senate.mn/media.